as if I'm not doing enough. I am thinking of doing a series where I just share stories about my journeys, stories about how different gifts, more than what Spirit has gifted me, but also the wonderful and beautiful people that I have met on my way. Stories like this beautiful grandmother drum here. I call her grandmother because I made her back in 1992. This was one of my first drums that I made. And she's got quite the story behind her. That is when I was still really ill, very sick, when I had suffered a poisoning that took me to death's door. I had been saying no to Spirit. Spirit kept sending me messages that I was a teacher, that I was a spiritual leader, that I had forgotten who I was, and on, and I kept saying no. So this is why I ended up buying a poison that had already been ordered off the shelves by the FDA. But anyway, long story short, I surrendered because I didn't want to leave my daughter, basically. And this is one of the first drums that I made. She is made of cowhide. Back in those days, that's mainly what was available. Doesn't she have a beautiful voice? Anyway, we were really struggling, my daughter and I. I lost my job. I had just bought my first house. I had no income, no food in the shelves, nothing. So when I surrendered and started making my drums, this was one of the first ones. And this was one of the first ones that I painted too. I think it may be even the first one that I painted. And this Monument Valley was coming to me. That I kept painting it over and over. And I remember seeing it in a book or something, but I couldn't remember where it was or what it was. And anyway, when I started making my drums and bringing them out, like I said, we were destitute. So I had to sell what I could, and my drums were really going. People were loving them. They were connecting with, my drums were connecting with their owner. And I didn't want to let this one go, but I was desperate, so I sold it. And believe it or not, I would say about a year later, I get this phone call. No, it wasn't a year. I would say maybe 6 months later, I get this phone call. And it's this woman. She says, "Is this Yolanda?" I said, "Yes." She says, "You're the drum maker, right?" I go, "Yes, I am." She says, "Well, I have one of your drums and I don't want it." I go, "Oh, okay. Is something wrong with it?" She says, "No, I just don't want it." I said, "Well, I can buy it back from you." She said, "No, I just want to bring it and return it. I got it from this woman that didn't want it, so I took it, and I don't want it either." And I said, "Well, what's wrong with it?" And she says, "I'm afraid of it." I go, "What?" She says, "I'm afraid of it." I go, "Why are you afraid of it?" She says, I don't want to get into it. I just want to bring it. Can I bring it? Can I bring it? Can I drop it off? I go, yes, yes, absolutely. So she does. She brings it back. I didn't even know what drum she was talking about. And when she comes, I open the door. She just hands it to me. Here. She didn't even say thank you, hello, goodbye, go to you know where or anything. She just ran. And, I was thinking about it. And the best explanation that I could come up with, or that I got from Spirit, was that this drum wanted to come home. And it was probably popping in the middle of the night or all hours of the night and doing things that said, I'm not yours. I'm not yours. Take me back. Take me back. So it ended up coming back home. And I love it. She is my oldest grandmother drum that I have. My second one is my big elk drum, and that has its own story. And I will tell you that one and share that one with you someday. Okay? I hope you enjoyed my story. Aho.